Sun-salutations today. I'm going to do Surya Namaskar A, which is kind of like basic, Surya Namaskar B, which brings a lot more movement through each salutation, takes a bit longer, works on both sides of the body, and then I'm going to show you like an in-between. I'm not sure if it's technically a Surya Namaskar. I've always taught it, and it's kind of a good moderation, like an adaptation for B for maybe pregnancy, or for people just getting used to these shapes, or if you just feel like a bit less strength, but maybe want a bit more than A gives you. Alright, so we'll start with A. All the sun salutations start in mountain pose, which is the standing pose at the top of your mat. So you want to make sure that your feet are underneath your knees. That sounds silly, but what I mean is that you haven't got your knees falling in, so your feet are hip width maybe, but your knees aren't, or that you haven't like just put your feet down and not thought about where your legs are. Basically, in every yoga shape, you should be there on purpose. Everything has a use, every pose works the body in a different way, so you want to make sure that you are putting your hands, your feet and all the rest of your body in places on purpose. So your feet come down under your knees. And for the first one, maybe start with your feet apart, and as you get more comfortable, more experienced, you can start to stick the tops of the feet together and then draw the legs together as well. But that obviously shortens and makes your base smaller, so it might affect your balance while you find your way through the first few. So feet under your knees, spread your toes as best you can, find the edges of your feet and really get strong in the ground there. Pull all that length and strength up the legs, get the thighs strong, bottom connects, and also your inside bottom, your pelvic floor. You're starting to draw the inner thighs towards each other, lift them up, draw the belly in, draw the ribs in, and reach out through the arms, finding some energy through the fingertips. I like to tuck my chin to start with, just to stretch my neck, and then come and find a comfortable neutral with your neck, gazing off the front of your mat. And let's just take some breaths here. This is where you could begin to find your Ujjyai breath. Let's just have a big breath in and out. In and out. If you're coming to Ujjyai, your exhale will be out of your nose as well now. Inhaling, exhaling. Now, unless you're doing a more restorative practice or deliberately breathing into your belly, in all yoga postures, you want to try and keep your core, your sort of center core, nice and strong and firm, like you've got a bit of a corset on. So you try and squeeze those side belly muscles in, and you try and flatten that front belly so that everything's nice and strong here. So that when you breathe into your ribs, into your chest, into your lungs, okay? We're going to find 3 more breaths here and then begin to move. Inhaling, expanding the ribs. Exhaling, emptying out and drawing all that core strength back in and up. Last one. Good. The next inhale, we're going to lift the arms all the way up. Good. And while you're here, you can climb a rope, reaching lengths through the sides. Reach up till you can press the hands together if you want to. Let your shoulders rise up to your ears, but try and drop your shoulder blades down so you've still got space around your neck. Now it's really important here that you don't press the knees back, but you can have straight, long legs, or you could keep a softness in the knees if you want. Be careful you don't come into a banana back. Keep your bottom on, keep your belly on to protect your spine. If you can lift your eyes up to your thumbs, awesome. Testing your balance further. Good, let's take another inhale here to lift and to lengthen. And as you exhale, start to drop the hands, bend the knees a bit, and hinge from your hips, folding forwards. You want to bring your fingers right down to the ground, so bend your knees so that can happen. Keep your body close to your legs. Inhale, look forwards, find some length in your spine. Good, bring your hands down, take your feet back one by one, and for our first chaturanga, we'll come down onto the knees. So your hands want to be about shoulder width. Squeeze the elbows in so they start to brush the ribs. I'm just going to reverse so I'm still in shot. Good. Squeeze in. Keep your hips and shoulders level as you bend the elbows and go forwards. Keep pushing out through the heels. Here's your chaturanga. All the way down. Good. Now roll the shoulders back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale to cobra or upward dog as you push onto the tops of the feet. Squeeze the bottom, strong thighs. And then back through to downward dog. Sucking those hips back. Ears come between the arms. Tuck the heels and press the hips all the way back up. Good. Now, in every salutation, you spend 5 breaths in this downward dog. So maybe you have a little wiggle here. Maybe you bend into both knees. The most important thing for your downward dog is that you've got long arms and long sides. If you end up with long legs as well, great, but bend your knees. Make that your priority to get a straight line from your hands to your hips, with your head hanging in between your arms. The difference being, if you flatten your heels but you don't have enough space in your hips and your shoulders, you'll end up more in like a plank with your bum in the air. So we want to really try and be a mountain with the peak being your hips rather than a hill with the brow being your back. Okay? Last breath here. And then you're going to look forwards towards the hands. Take one step wherever you get to. Try to resist the urge to step forwards, not be at your hands, shuffle up to your hands and then fold again. Just one step. Inhale nice and long through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift up. Can you take the hands and eyes up as well? Exhale. Reset. So technically you move with every inhale, every exhale, except for those 5 breaths in downward dog. I'm going to move you through. We'll build them up. We'll do 5 A's together. So just work at your speed. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. Work at your speed with the modifications you need. Okay? So we'll find the feet either under the knees at hip width-ish or stuck together, whatever works for you. Strong, long in the legs, spine, arms. Let's have a big breath in. And out. Inhale, hands and eyes lift up, arms long and strong. Exhale, hinge from the hips, soft knees, hands to the floor. Inhale, look forwards, long spine. Step the feet back. You could drop to the knees again if you like, or keep the legs lifted but push out through the heels, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, shoulders forwards, chaturanga. Inhale, open up to upward dog or stay with your hips on the floor for cobra. And exhale, back to downward dog. So plug the hands into your mat nice and strong. Draw the length and strength up the arms. Try not to lock the elbows. Push those hips back. And then maybe start to reach the heels down towards the mat. Try if you can not to have your toes out to the side. Try and have your toes turning in slightly. Maybe your heels a bit wider than your toes. You can wag your tail. I like to bend deep into both knees and spin. That feels really good through my side body. Maybe a few breaths of stillness. Try not to let the belly be soft, but also try not to suck it in so the ribs flare. You want to try and pull all that front body in together. Good, looking forwards, one step towards your hands. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, release. 3 more. Feel free to practice them at your own speed or come with me. I'll add another option now. What you can do instead of stepping back is jump your feet back, but what's really important, and I'll show you in a sec, is that you don't jar your elbows by landing in like a plank with your arms straight, and that you try and take your feet to hip width or a bit wider, because that will really help you with your stability, but also where your hips are. Okay? So inhale, arms up, eyes up. Exhale, hinge and fold from the hips, hands to the floor. Inhale, look forwards. Good, squeeze the belly in, start to lift the hips up and hop the feet back, landing with soft knees, soft elbows. Good. Push out through the feet, squeeze those elbows close as you lower for your chaturanga. And inhale, roll the heart open, upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. I'm just a bit too far forwards on my mat, I think. Good. So you can be still. You could maybe reach a leg out if that feels good. Stretching and twisting through the hips. Other side. Breathing here. Good, now same thing applies when you come to jump forward. Try if you can not to land like a frog. Try if you can, even if you don't get all the way, to land with your bottom high. So try and keep your hips up. Okay, even if you only get to here, that's fine. Just work on trying to keep your hips higher as you jump forwards and backwards, because eventually these become handstand transitions. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, all the way up, hands and eyes lift. Exhale, reset. Okay, and remember, depending on how far forwards and backwards you come along your mat, you can always take a step up to the top again before you start. That's much better that you finish the shapes where you are than you try and like wriggle yourself around in between them. Okay, so 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, look forwards, try and leave your eyes there as your hips go up and your feet go back, landing soft elbows. Reach out. Inhale, up to upward dog. Now, in upward dog, really concentrate on pulling those shoulder blades down your back. Try not to get stuck in your neck and your shoulders, and push into the tops of the feet, bottom squeezing. Good, and exhale, back to downward dog. Another nice thing to do here is to twist. You can take your feet a bit wider if you like, and you can bend your knees as you reach one hand across to the opposite ankle and try and peek out under that side. If you have the space to keep your legs straight, go for it. Just try not to wag your tail all the way to one side. The other way. So maybe bending the knees as you reach opposite hand to opposite foot. Peek out. Or press the heels down and try and square those hips as you push into that grounded hand. And come back to downward dog. Inhale, look forwards. Find your way there. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, reset. Last one. Inhaling to lift and lengthen. Exhaling to hinge and fold. Inhale, look forwards. Find your way back through your chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, open the front of the body, strong shoulders, strong legs, and all the way back, downward dog. And we'll just take 5 breaths here. Really becoming aware of where our shoulder blades are. Maybe we'll roll them right in. Maybe we pull them apart. Try not to be with your head out the front of your arms, but also try not to be so far through that you have fallen down in between your arms. Find that in between, where you're strong and stable. Armpits hugging round towards the side of your face. Front body pulling in, together. Legs strong. Everything strong and steady. Good, next exhale, turns all that strength on. Look forwards with a hop or a step. Find your way towards your hands. Inhale, nice and long in the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, all the way up, hands and eyes. Exhale, reset. Okay, so those are your Surya Namaskar A's. You move through forwards and backwards, ups and downs, opens and closes. Your Sun-sals are a complete practice. And yeah, you can do as many as you like. Traditionally in Ashtanga and full length rocket rather than bottle rocket, you do 5 A's and then you do 5 B's, which we're about to do. We're just going to do 3 B's. and then we're going to do 2 of, I don't know, let's call them C for today. If anyone knows what they're called, I'd love you to let me know. That would be great. So where it gets a bit different for our B is we do exactly the same as our A to downward dog, and then we're going to work right side with a vinyasa, which is that flow through chaturanga, whichever up you choose, cobra or upward dog, and back to downward dog, and then left side, and then a vinyasa, and then downward dog for 5 breaths, and then you come forwards. And we also add an extra pose at the beginning into chair pose, which makes it quite strong. So first one, we'll go steady, go slow, and then we'll work with every breath like we would normally in our practice, and you can follow along as best you can. So chair pose, again, really important here that if your feet are wider than your, if your feet aren't stuck together, that your knees aren't stuck together, okay? So keep that strength in the legs to keep the knees over the ankles. So for chair pose, just like you would if you sat in a chair. In traditional practice, you try and sweep the fingers along the floor. For the first one, we're going to drop in from the top, and then for the next 2, we'll explore going really low first and coming up. So bottom squeezes on, inside bottoms on, belly's nice and strong, ribs pull in. Good. You're going to inhale, take the hands up, and as you do so, sit down into the hips and maybe lift the eyes up too. Okay, from here as you exhale, send your hips up and bring your body forwards and down, folding over the legs. Inhale, look forwards, long spine, and then back through your vinyasa with a step or a hop. Inhaling open, and exhaling back to downward dog. Okay, so we step the right foot forwards. You can come down onto the back knee if you like, but try, if you can, to stay up on those back toes. You can stay in crescent lunge and inhale the hands high, or traditionally we come into warrior 1, so that back foot rolls down into the mat nice and flat, hips are square, and your inhale lifts your chest, lifts your heart, lifts your hands, lift your eyes. 1 breath really. As you exhale, come down. Now as you start to get familiar with this, you could go straight back to downward dog. As you get more comfortable, more confident, you can add your vinyasa, lowering to chaturanga, inhaling open and exhaling back to downward dog. Left side, left foot steps forward. Maybe knee down, maybe crescent lunge, maybe warrior 1. Use your inhale to lift the hands up. Now really important when you're in your, whatever it is, lunges or warriors, that you're not on a tightrope, okay? So make sure your left foot's on the left side, your right foot's on the right side. Mats with alignment grids are really useful, but just be smart. If you feel out of balance, take your feet a bit further apart, okay? Be on train tracks. So you inhale up for your warrior 1, reach up tall, try not to dump into the lower back. And as you exhale, come back down through your vinyasa or straight to downward dog. And then downward dog. So just connecting to all the same things. This 5 breaths here is a chance to steady that breath, steady your mind, have a little mini break, but still working the whole body, building warmth, strength, and all the things you need for a happy, healthy life. Last one. Good, looking forwards to the hands. Hop or step there. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Next inhale takes you back to chair. So bum down, hands and arms lift. Inhale, exhale, all the way up. Sorry, I've got a really blocked nose, so I'm breathing through my mouth loads. That's fine. Also, I'm talking, so I'm using more energy. Please just breathe as best you can. What's more important is that you are aware of your breathing and that you're moving, rather than getting so stressed out about how you're breathing that you do the movements poorly. You want to do them safe and strong for you and try and breathe as best as possible. All right? 2 more. I'm going to move a little faster now. We're going to move through each breath. Probably going to talk a bit less, just give you the name of the pose and inhale or exhale, okay? There'll be little tips and stuff on the screen when I edit this, so you'll be able to follow it through. Okay, so inhale to chair. If you can sweep the fingers along the mat, go low, and then lift the hands up, eyes up. Good, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, long spine. Feet go back through your chaturanga. Exhale, elbows close. Inhale, open up, upward dog, strong shoulders and bottom. Exhale, downward dog. Squeeze the right knee into the chest, step the right foot forwards, firm in the feet. Inhale, hands up, warrior one or crescent lunge. Come back down, vinyasa or not, all the way to downward dog. Move with your breath. Find the shapes that work for you. Left side, squeezes in, steps up. Firm in the feet. Inhale, lift for crescent lunge or warrior one. Come back down, vinyasa or not. Nice and steady. 5 breaths in downward dog. Strong, straight line from your hands to your hips. Legs doing what they need. Last exhale connects you. Come forwards, hop or step. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to chair, bum down, hands a nice lift. Exhale, nice and tall. Last one. Inhale to chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look forwards. Find your way back through your vinyasa. Downward dog. Right side, step up. Warrior one or crescent lunge. Inhale. Come back down through your vinyasa. Left side, step forwards. Inhale, lift the hands and eyes. Come back down, nice and steady. And back to downward dog. So, I have been joined by my super gorgeous, glamorous assistant. So we're going to try and finish this video together, aren't we? So from your downward dog, breathing nice and strong. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Last one, inhaling and exhaling to connect. Come forwards, hop or step. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, tall. So there's your Bs. As I said, traditionally you do 5 and 5. You could do 10 of one, none of the other. You could just do 2. They're a really nice way to wake up in the morning. They're, as I said, a complete practice. Bs have obviously got a lot more movement in them. They test your joints and your stability a little more. But As are a complete practice on their own. So if that's all you do, then you're still doing yoga. The more of those you'll do, the more in tune you'll become with your body, with your breath. To start with, it will feel like a workout. You'll probably feel your heart rate gets up. So use your downward dogs to really try and lower that heart rate. Or just drop into child's pose at any point that you need and just relax and recover. These yoga postures are not designed to burn calories as such. They're there to help improve your circulation. So some of that is obviously going to come from a stronger heart, but not necessarily a faster heart. That's not what they're looking for. A stronger, fitter heart that works better under pressure, I guess. And that pressure is using your body, breathing deeply and properly, and exploring challenges on your mat. Hello, monster. Yes. So I'm going to do the other modified version. I did these during pregnancy and certainly for the first few weeks after baby. There's just a bit less going on, but enough going on to still give me that same intensity that I like from my practice. Let's call them Surya Namaskar C for now, but as I said, if you know what they're called, let me know. So we'll start the same with our inhale, nice and tall. If you are pregnant, definitely start standing with your feet wider. This will probably happen anyway as bump gets bigger, but you want to make sure you're stable. You don't want to be falling over when you've got bump. Same when you've just had baby. You'll probably find your deep core connection if you're a regular yoga practitioner, or even if you weren't. That's probably going to be a little alien to start with. You're probably not going to have the same balance, the same strength in your seat, in your legs. So definitely start with your feet wider and just get used to trying to keep your knees wide as well, and really focus on working that leg strength back in. Really important during baby growing, and really important for once baby's out and you're carrying them around, that your legs are strong. They don't only hold you up anymore. So we'll start the same. We'll inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, fold over. If you have a munchkin on your mat, you can give them a tickle. Inhale, look forwards, and then you're going to step your right foot back and come down onto your right knee. As you inhale, let's lift the hands up nice and tall, and then exhale, bring the left knee down. As the hands come down, squeeze the elbows in and lower the body. Good, so half chaturanga here. Inhale, stretch out the front of the body and the shoulders. As bump gets bigger, this will probably be uncomfortable, so you could just do like a cow stretch through the spine, and then tuck the toes, tuck the head, stretch the hips back, and downward dog. And downward dog with wide feet feels really nice when bump's in there, and feels pretty good all the time really. Certainly when you spend a lot of time sitting around breastfeeding or just feeding, hanging out with baby, feels good to stretch those hips. Good, let's take 2 more breaths here. Now what's important is if you step the right foot back, is that you step the right foot forwards. You want to do right side twice, and then next round, left side. So look forwards, step your right foot forwards, and bring your left knee down. Hello. Inhale, swoop the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands down. Look forward, you're going to join the right foot with the left. Inhale, step the left foot up. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, reset. So right foot back, right foot forwards, and we'll do left foot back, left foot forwards, just to complete everything. So you could always put a chair at the beginning if you liked. Inhaling to chair, and exhaling to fold. Inhale, look forwards, take your left foot back. You could leave the back knee up if you like. Inhale, nice and tall, but just notice once you start bringing that extra strength in and that extra stretch through the front leg, it gets you right in that lower belly, which for me after about 16 weeks of pregnancy felt horrible actually. So this gives you a lot more support and you can keep those hips in neutral. Also a lot more balance and stable down here, so less chance of falling over. And more chance of really feeling what your body needs. But if you're not pregnant or post-pregnant and you're just getting used to it, by all means, add a little bit of a lunge in, lift that back knee, inhale up, exhale, come back down. You could, of course, do a full chaturanga here if you like, squeeze the elbows in, inhale, open up the front body, and exhale, back to downward dog. 5 breaths. Good, look forwards, let's step the left foot up. And again, either down on the back knee or keep it lifted. Whatever you did on the other side, have a go here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Next inhale, steps the right foot forwards. Nice and long in the spine. Exhale, fold over. Maybe you return to your chair as you inhale. And then exhale, nice and tall. Okay, so those are the 3 sun salutation variations I teach. A and B are real. Not sure about that last one, but it gives you lots of scope to play and explore and find the shapes that work for your body. Please, even if you started your practice with the intention of doing 10, if you feel like your shapes are less strong, less comfortable, then maybe just do 5 and perhaps take a little bit of time out to just chill and rest. These are not supposed to be a workout. You're not doing reps for any reason other than they're good for you. So if it feels like they're less good right now, take time out and don't force it. You don't want your brain to ever have any negative connection to your yoga practice. It's there to improve your mental well-being and your physical well-being. So if you're struggling to breathe or it's hurting, your brain's going to be like, I don't like doing this, and you're going to find it hard to keep your practice up. So any questions, as always, please let me know. My email is on the screen, my Insta is on the screen, and you can definitely contact me on either of those. Feel free to send me any videos so I can help you review your practice and see what alignment and stuff's going on, help you modify as you need. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you what you thought. Thanks for practicing with me, us. Someone didn't want to miss out on the fun. And we'll see you again. Lots of love. Namaste.